Sean and Nick Eubanks being the other ones of those. But really kind of everything that we expected to see has shown up. They all have something that they bring to the table that's exceptional, and we've kind of seen those things stand out in team settings against the ones and all that, so it's exciting.
We haven't heard much about Zach Gentry. Is he still with your group?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And talk a little bit about his progress.
You guys haven't heard much about anybody, have you?
No, we really haven't, man. We're starving
We
for
haven't talked to
information
you.
here. Yeah.
Since August.
Sorry, well, you asked just about Gentry?
Yeah, and about his progress.
Improving. I mean, I think there's certain packages in the game that he's going to play in, just to try to utilize some of his specific skill sets that are kind of give him an advantage over safeties and linebackers. So, be excited to see him actually finally out there. We're all excited about it.
You assisted Coach Baxter last year, and now special teams are kind of your baby. Talk about what you've taken from backs and what you brought in yourself to make it what you want it to be.
They're Coach Partridge's and I's baby. We're kind of like the parents together, I guess. But I mean, there's certain things that Bax did that were great, and that we've carried over, and other things that kind of we took from other places and things that we've done in the past. So, as with anything, it's always kind of a hodgepodge of different parts of your experience, and you kind of piece together whatever you think is best for your specific team and players. So, it's a little bit of everyone.
How deep is this group, and how many guys will play?
At what position? Tight
Yeah,
end?
tight end, yeah.
It's really deep. I think there's like 12 people or
Yeah.
something. But shoot, I couldn't tell you how many are going to play. I think I would like for 5 or 6, 7 guys to play, but you never know exactly how a game's going to go. There's certainly a group of 5 or 6 guys that are all capable of contributing, and as you kind of go down the totem pole a little bit, some of the younger guys have specific roles and packages that are a little smaller, but it's all about getting guys in position to do things that they're good at. So for a younger guy, it might be a specific 4 or 5 play set, whereas Jake Butt has the whole playbook he's excels at. So we'll just kind of see how the game goes, but I'd say I would like it if we ended with 5 or 6 guys playing.
Sean McKeon, you had him obviously in the spring and then all the way through fall camp. Have you seen him progress as a true freshman in that time?
A huge amount. I mean, he's a tremendously hard worker. He has just a knack for, you tell him to do something or say, hey, I want you to work on this, and he just does it, and he doesn't overthink it. He just puts in the work. Very blue collar in his approach. So he's improved a ton, really, in every way, specifically as a route runner and his ball skills.
Jim talked about how happy he is with Kenny Allen. He did a good job for you last year. Where have you seen some improvement in him in all of his phases of kicking?
He's another guy. I mean, pretty much everything he's improved on, and we asked a lot of him to really shoulder the burden in all 3 phases, which not many guys do in the country. I think Hawaii's guy was one of 5 guys in the country to do it last year. The Sanchez kid, who's a very talented guy. So. But Kenny's excelled. He's improved in every way, and it's exciting for him as a senior to be playing so well in every category.
Would you be comfortable with him doing all 3, or is the plan to kind of move him away from you one of them if you have to?
We'd be more than comfortable with it because he's physically more than capable of doing all 3, and he has the talent. I think ideally you'd like to take a little bit off of his plate, but it's a long season, and as other guys develop into certain roles, I think that could happen, but we'd be more than comfortable with him doing it if need be.
There were so many athletic guys in this recruiting class that did all these kind of things in terms of returns and stuff in high school. Are you more apt to try to work them in there so you don't put a burden on Jabril or Jordan or JU?
Yeah, there's a few guys that will have an opportunity.
Who's in that mix?
Of the young guys, I mean, Hudson has returned some. David Long's returned some. All 3 of the receivers have done a little bit. Chris Evans has. So all those guys are capable of it. Like you said, sometimes you don't want the All-American guys returning kicks, but you also like it because they're electrifying and they give you a chance to make a big play. And also, as the season goes, young guys get more comfortable, and sometimes having a freshman out there catching a punt doesn't give you the best feeling in the world. So you kind of let them get some experience under their belt and get comfortable before you put them out there doing something that's pretty difficult to do, catching kicks,
Jim.
Kenny Allen, what enables him to be accurate? Is it just repeating his mechanics, or what goes into making him a pretty accurate field goal kicker?
His attention to detail is outstanding. He's very, very coachable, and then yeah, he repeats his mechanics. He's very he has the ability to be very, very consistent. And certain things that he was inconsistent with in the past, he's gone out of his way to improve in certain areas on the field. For instance, where he wasn't kicking field goals as well, he's taken the coaching and made tweaks to try to be more consistent and better.
How's Quinn doing field goal wise?
Good, really
Yeah.
good. He's
Pretty
very,
consistent?
very strong leg, just as strong as advertised, and we had a lot of guys who are talented in terms of kicking the ball, so it's a good situation to be in.
This freshman class as a whole, pretty impressed with the athleticism in it.
Certainly, yeah. It's just the first day of practice. I mean, it was pretty evident, just the amount of speed on the field at different positions. Guys running around that are, I mean, noticeably faster, and guys that are big, and it's gonna be interesting seeing how many young guys get a chance to play, I think.
From an athleticism standpoint, is this team more athletic than last year's, would you say?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would guess, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd settle that, like a decathlon or something.
Sure. Understood.
Yes, please.
It'd
Yeah.
be interesting.
That'd be fun to cover.
Sure, we'll say yeah.
You talk about consistency. When you're